Friend Engineer says, any tips on lowering my IRS payments? In the past, I feel like I made some mistakes on my taxes that are costing me dearly. Is there any way to retroactively get that remedied? And would that lower my payments if there was an error? They say they've been paying upwards of $200 a month to the IRS for the past 3 or 4 years. They say they're just trying to move numbers around here for my benefit. Any tips? Yes, Friend Engineer, I have some tips for you. And you're on the right track with something you said. There are 2 ways to lower your payments to the IRS if you're in a payment plan with them. The first way is to challenge the underlying liability that you owe. Okay, because if you lower your actual tax debt with the IRS, they may accept a lower monthly payment from you. And that's what you're talking about here. When you said you made some mistakes on your taxes, is there any way to retroactively get that remedied? Yes. You can do that by filing an amended return, a 1040X. I'm not going to cover exactly how to do that in this video, but that would be your solution, Friend Engineer. If you've made some mistakes on your taxes, common mistakes are not reporting all of your expenses that you are entitled to on your tax return. Maybe you didn't know that you could deduct certain things, or you didn't have good bookkeeping in place so that you even knew the amount of your business expenses. Or maybe there's some, maybe you made a contribution to some kind of tax advantaged account like an HSA or a traditional IRA or something, and you didn't take that deduction. Or you recently learned about some credits that you should have been eligible for back when you filed those returns that you didn't actually claim on those returns. Those are all great reasons to amend your tax returns from those older years to lower your liability. You're not making things up. You're not, pretending something happened that didn't. You're correcting those old tax returns. And if that works in your favor, right, to get that balance lower, it will also reduce your penalties and interest a bit, right, by the amount of whatever penalties and interest were charged on the overage, so to speak, on your old returns that you did incorrectly. Basically, at the end of the day, your balance will be reduced, and the IRS may agree to lower your monthly payment amount. Now, there's another way that you can, and you can use both of these strategies, right? First strategy is to attack the liability through an amended return. Second strategy is to, once you've done that with your new balance, say, hey, look, IRS. I know you, if you call them up and they say, okay, your balance is lower now, maybe we'll take, $150 a month or something like that. But if you can prove to them based on their own numbers and how they calculate disposable income and how they calculate how much you can afford to pay and how they calculate your available equity and assets, if you can show them, hey, look, IRS, based on your own guidelines, based on, your own metrics, I can't afford $150 a month. I can only afford to pay you $50 a month. And look, here's the proof. Here's the 433F, right? Here's my bank statements. Here's my pay stubs. They may agree to let you pay an even lower amount. And if the sum of the payments that you make with this lower amount that you've convinced the IRS to agree to is less, multiplied by the number of months left until your tax debt falls off until it sees said date, if that math there is less than what you owe the IRS, then you're going to be saving some money ultimately with your tax debt, right? Because some of it is just going to fall off, is going to drop off due to the IRS's 10-year statute of limitations on collections. And if you're in an installment agreement like this, it's called a PPIA, a partial payment installment agreement, because it ends up only paying a part of your tax debt. I have a whole video about PPIAs. You can watch that video on the upper left-hand corner of your screen here. I have other tax relief videos here, my whole playlist in the bottom left-hand corner. If you want to talk to us about potentially lowering your installment agreement payments to the IRS, give us a call, 866-8000-TAX, or fill out the form at choicetaxrelief.com, and we will reach out to you. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.